Yeah, so here it is. Here it is. Shaken together, pressed down, and running over. Shaken together, pressed down, and running over. Bear that in mind. Jesus says, I am the vine, and you are the branches. Without the vine, you can't produce good fruit. You can't produce fruit. But Jesus says, those that produce fruit. He didn't say, I am the vine and you are the branch. He said, you are the branches. So those skeptics that say, Angus Buchan, you're a fraud, you're a false prophet. Who do you think you are, calling 3, 4, 5 million people together? Have you really heard from God? Or I don't think you heard from God, or anything like that. Those sort of attitudes. The same attitude when David danced before the Lord in his underwear. When he danced before the Lord in his underwear, and his wife Michal wanted to know what his problem was. How could he, as a king, dance in the streets before the Lord, wearing nothing but his underwear, basically? So at the end of the day, you got to decide whether you are a David or you're David's wife. And Angus knows he's a David because shaken together, pressed down, and running over is a symbol of only one thing. Shaken together, pressed down, and running over. Let me give you a little hint. Don't put new wine in old skins, for it'll burst the old skin. Why? Because wine expands the older it gets. Fermentation. Let's take it back to shaken together, pressed down, and running over. Let's take it back to I am the vine, and you are the branches. You're not the fruit. You are the branches of a vine that produces new wine. Out of your belly will flow rivers of living water. Shaken together, pressed down, and running over. So let's say Angus gets 2 million people there. Shaken together, pressed down, and running over. Let's say those 2 million people, when they come back, tell 5 people from the running over, the overflow. That's 10 million people. Let's say those 5 people tell 3 people. That's 30 million people. And let's say those 3 people tell 2 people from the overflow, from the running over. That's 60 million people. That's the population of South Africa. Pressed down and running over. Shaken together pressed down and running over. I am the vine, you are the branches of a vine that produces new wine, shaken together, pressed down and running over. So you skeptics and you people that say, hey, is he really heard from God? I don't think he's heard from God or anything. He's heard from God because it's in the Word of God. It's in the Word of God. For the brethren to come together, shaken together, for them to get pressed down, and for them to run over. You're either a David or you're a Michal, his wife. You're either dance before the Lord and not care what people think in faith, or you're a skeptic looking out the window at the person dancing and coming up with excuses why you can't dance. Why your branch, you, cannot produce fruit that is shaken together, pressed down, and running over. Moses took a whole nation out of captivity. Moses, one man, decided he was going to get pressed down and he was going to run over because the Word of God said so. You can't get new wine if you're not shaken together with the brethren and pressed down and run over. You cannot produce fruit on your own. You need the other branches with you to produce a vat of wine. One branch cannot produce a vat of wine on its own. But together, shaken together, pressed down and running over, there's more than enough. More than enough. So decide who you are. Are you a David? Are you an Angus Buchan? Or are you the one in the window finding excuses why you can't dance with the people? Why you can't dance before the Lord with the people of a nation? So what is it going to be? An excuse? Or are you David, becoming more undignified before your God? If my people humble themselves and turn from their wicked ways and call out to me, I will heal their land. I will heal their land. So what's it going to be? Are you always going to have excuses? Or are you going to dance like David? Your choice.